Hello, everybody. It's a great honor to be here in this amazing company. So my presentation is a little bit different from the rest of yours because it addresses a different challenge, and that is resilience and the shrinking civic space. So as we see, often activism is about reacting, fighting against harmful narratives, and defending rights under attack. But what if instead of merely reacting, we focused on imagining and building a new future, a vision? Um, so shifting the culture, bold, hopeful, creative, building a new vision for democracy in Europe. I'm Zsofia Banuta, co-founder of Unhacked Democracy. And as we've heard it before, we are in a political and economic paradigm shift, as we can all feel it, where the consumer model of democracy is failing, where politicians are service providers and we citizens are consumers, and we have a fixed set of choices, unfortunately. We are not really in the center of decision making. So we are in a political and economic paradigm shift. And when we started Unhacked Democracy in 2018, we uncovered election fraud and irregularities. And with our investigation, we put Viktor Orban's supermajority into question. But in 2022, Viktor Orban secured his fourth consecutive supermajority, and we realized that we have to think beyond the ballot box. And I personally believe that dark times are good for you because dark times push you to think further and dig deeper. And this is what we did. It was an era of depression, and so we thought beyond the ballot box, and we realized that there can be no change without a new mindset and radical imagination, because we need to break the rules like artists and build like entrepreneurs to build a new system, because we cannot just keep fighting for the status quo of democracy as it is and how institutions work. So our recipe that we came up with uses neuroscience, art, and entrepreneurship to help creative activists rewire democracy in Europe and shift the culture from defense to vision. It's important to mention art because in times of crisis and in times of darkness, art is an absolute necessity to imagine a better future and fuel hope. So this is what we have been using, this formula. This is what we have been using in our activities to incubate vision building, hopeful projects that put citizens at the front and center and educate and empower citizens as well as activists. So we incubate ideas in our REWIRE hope-based mindset shift incubator. And the tagline is rewire your mind, rewire your country, where we help creative activists instill this forward-looking vision-building mindset and develop projects that actually build bridges, communities, and open up institutions, leveraging the collective wisdom of citizens. And we want to create a safe space where it's okay to experiment and create a family of risk takers who dare to imagine and build vision building projects. So here are some of the projects that we incubated. One of them was a Bulgarian project called Impossible Conversation. It's a workbook using creativity and psychology to prepare for difficult conversations in this very polarized, divided world. Crosscover is a cultural collective of young creatives who crowdsource a magazine and organize events that tackle social issues, for example, alienation. And in the past few months, they have really excelled. They threw a little festival, and they now have their own podcast. And they are actually, at this moment, they are in Denmark with another cultural collective in a fantastic camp. And the third idea was a hope box. It was a crowdsourcing of a vision for local communities back in Hungary. What is important to mention is the participants in our incubator were from Poland, Bulgaria, Hungary, and also Ukraine. We also have educational activities, but our motto is you have to see it to be it, which is why this event is also very important. So we educate and empower civil society by demonstrating actionable lessons from successful case studies driven by democracy, business, and art. So we tap into different disciplines and different sectors. So please follow us on Substack, REWIRE Democracy, if you want to be inspired, if you want to get some fuel. That's a great source. So please follow us. And we also have regular webinars. We recently had some webinars on Ukraine, how they are building their vision of new Ukraine. And our vision is, Unhack Democracy's vision is that by 2030, we aim to help 100 nonprofits in Europe activate 1 million citizens to become engaged community members and resources of intelligence, imagination, and money for democracy. And our goal is to shift the culture from defense to vision by creating an open source democracy movement that leverages the collective wisdom of citizens. I know it's bold, but hey, that's what we got to do when we have to rebuild a system. And here is our very diverse team from all over Europe. And I want to give a shout out to Thomas Coombs. I'm sure some of you know him here. He is the founder of Hope-Based Communications, and he was our instrumental partner in our REWIRE project. And if you have any questions, if you want to get in touch, please feel free to do so. And it's a very, very difficult time for us, I gotta say. I know we are in a safe space because it was the National Endowment for Democracy who helped us launch this vision building project. And it's a testing time, but I do believe that we have a solution to go beyond